If I could prepare for my 20s again, there's so many things I'd do differently. The first thing is emergency savings fund. Take your salary that you make in the month, let's just say we're in the UK, like £1,800 after tax, after doing full time, 40 hours a week, you're working minimum wage. Take that, times it by 3 for 3 months, and there's your emergency fund. The reason why we want this is to prepare for any shortcomings of any expenses you need to pay, like a broken air fryer, microwave, you need to pay for it, or broken car, like anything could happen really. You just need to prepare for anything that comes, even losing your job. Imagine losing your job and you have no money. Like what are you gonna do? That little savings fund will help you get through the pain until you find another job. And trying to find a new job in today's age is actually really difficult. The next thing I'll do if you're in the UK is open up a stocks and shares ISA account on any trading platform that you use. It could be like Trading 212, Revolut, any other ones that you guys use, Robin, what. And what that does, it has a minimum of 20k tax free. So however much you put in there, however much you make, the first 20,000 tax free. You ain't getting taxed anything. Now I myself ain't wealthy at all, and whatever I've been putting in there is always less than 20k, and every year it resets. Every tax year it resets back to 20k allowance. So you could just keep putting money in there and it's tax free. This is one way to grow your investments, and I'd highly recommend starting with a low cost index fund. Low cost index fund or ETF is basically a collection of company stocks in one basket. So whenever you buy into that index fund, you're buying a fraction of all those companies. So imagine there's an index fund called the S&P 500, which is the top 500 American companies. Basically the US economy, if you like to think about it. Like Amazon, Google, Nvidia, all those top players, and you buy into it. You're basically buying into the economy, and it's historically proven to give you returns of 7 to 10% a year of whatever you invest in. Obviously, there's going to be days and years where it's in the red and you've essentially lost money, but because of history and the way its track record is proven, you just keep it in there and it will bounce back. And even if it goes in the red from the length of time you've invested, like many years ago, you'll probably still be in profit. So it's okay. So I highly recommend for you to have a look, research it yourself, go into it with an open mind. You're not going to put all your money into it. You're going to put a little bit, 10, 20 quid, just have a little bit of fun with it, just to get an idea. But obviously, this isn't guaranteed. So please do your research and be responsible with your money, and do your own due diligence. Don't just take the advice from a guy on YouTube playing games. I think just doing these two things I've mentioned, an emergency fund and starting with a low index fund, you're already ahead of the game. Like, you'll be miles apart from the average person, because not many people are doing this. When I first started, I was actually terrified to look at the stock market and all these companies, stocks, gold, silver, oil, everything. It was just so overwhelming and so overstimulating. But if you just spend a little time just looking into it yourself and having a go yourself, the best experience you're gonna get is doing it yourself. You're gonna hear so many people saying, "Oh, you should do this, you should do that." Even me saying, "Oh, you should do this for your 20s." If you just take what you hear and apply it for you to do yourself, you will find out. So just do it. Just have a go at the little things and see what the results will be. And then you've already gained so much experience, rather than just hearing it and then turning off the video or closing the book or closing the game and just doing nothing. Just try and do something, anything. Because you're in your 20s, we're young. I'm in my 20s, I'm young. And when I'm older, I would like to have some wealth behind me. I would like to be wealthy, and all my efforts that I've struggled, I want it to be worth it. One thing you're gonna hate hearing: get your driving license done. If you're in the UK especially, you need to get your driving license. And specifically if you live in London, you need to get your driving license. It is so bad when you leave London or you're planning on moving out and you realize how much you need a car and how much you can't rely on transportation when you're not in London. Even in London, sometimes when there's strikes and when there's like delays and engineering, you're helpless without transportation. You literally need like a car, like if you go anywhere else in the world. So please book that driving test, get it over and done with. Just get out of the way. If you're like 20, get out of the way. Even if you're younger, get out of the way. Because when you're older, it's just long. I recently failed my driving license. I'm in my mid-20s. Let me just book another one. Just try and get over and done with. I can't. There's such a long waiting time because everyone else is trying to do it. So get it booked as soon as you can, so you don't have to have this issue when you're older. If you're fortunate enough to live with your family, or you don't have any expenses while you're working, and you want to get your own property, I highly recommend you open up a Lisa account. I think I'm using Moneybox for this, but I think Plum does it as well. There's other apps as well. Just have a look into it, into a Lisa account. It's basically, if you put up to a maximum of £4,000 a year, the government will give you £1,000. This is crazy. That's literally free money, as well as the investment I was talking about earlier into a low-cost index fund. But this is like, the government's helping you to try and get your first property, and it will only be allowed for a property under £450,000, which obviously I don't think anyone else can afford higher, so it's great. The only con of this is that if you take your money out without the intention of buying a property, they will take 25% of whatever money you have in that account. So only put the money in if you're going to get a property. Don't put all of your money in, because it's a max of £4,000 a year. Yeah, and then imagine if you do that in your early 20s and you're ready when you're like, let's just say 27. You've been saving, you've been working really hard. That's 7K right there. 7K doing nothing, added to like a coupon for your first property for the deposit. That's amazing. And even if you have your significant other, and let's just say, best case scenario, you both start dating in your 20s, both of you in your early 20s, and then at 27 you're ready, you both have 7K. That's 14K already done, doing nothing, while you're adding obviously 4K every year. That's like a huge advantage, and I think everyone should know about it. I had no idea, and the way I learned about these little things it's just like reading books and watching videos and Googling. I'm like, just literally Google, like, oh, is there any advantages of getting your first property? What, how does getting a first property look like? Like, just doing your own research, taking the time to find out yourself. I'm sure there's other things as well I haven't even like looked into, but that, Elisa, is very good if you want to own a property. If you're renting and you can't, I think it's totally okay. You can still invest, and you will make like you'll build your wealth over time while renting. Some people even say that renting's better than trying to get a mortgage in today's day and age. If that is the case and that's true, then the majority of people that are renting, I feel like majority of people are renting, then yeah, that's good. That's good for everyone, as long as you're investing and spending much less for what you're getting paid. Like, try and spend as less as you can, save more, and invest a little, and your life will improve dramatically over time. It may feel really hard, but trust me, you need to build for your future self. You can't just live day to day and get paid and then, oh, let me go shopping. Oh, let me order takeaway. That just burns through your money. That burns through your money. Don't do that. Do it. Sure, you can spoil yourself occasionally, like once or twice a month, I would say. I don't even do that. I just, whenever there's like a rare occasion that I'm like, oh my God, I'm craving this, which happens like every 6 months. But luckily I live with my family and I get spoiled with takeaway here and there. But if you're living on your own, you need to lock in for yourself. I know I'm saying all these things about preparing for your 20s and putting various sources of income in different places, but you should also consider going on holiday. I don't mean going on very expensive holidays that cost like just £1,000 to book on your own, and that's not even the spending money. Try going on cheap holidays. There's holidays you can book for like less than £100, and then you could stay there a few days, like do little trips here and there to try and break the mindset of being in the rat race. Because when you're working in the UK, it certainly feels like that. Not too sure about the rest of the world, but working it does take a toll on you. So try and spoil yourself here and there, but don't go overboard, because we want to live a good life. But yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it.